Happy 2024, everyone. My name's Militia. You may know me as the editor behind a large chunk of ElasticDroid's videos, or maybe you know me from something I made myself. Who knows? But speaking of Droid, I recently just spent the past few days digging through the videos from 2023 to make the best of video that was just released today. And I thought to myself, what if I made one of those, but very scaled down? Like, I'm talking like super simplified. So fuck it, that's what we're gonna do today. These are my top 5 edits that I did for ElasticDroid in 2023. I hope you all enjoy this very short and simple video. Ranking in at number 5 was the Roblox Backrooms is Actually Terrifying video. Specifically the bit when they're in the party room. I don't know exactly what it's called. I don't know the lore. I don't play Roblox. This was a lot of fun, this particular part of the video, because actually for I think one of the very first times started doing a bit of recordings where I would throw my voice in as the entities in the game. This one particularly was this weird gingerbread guy who would punch you in the face if he got too close to you. And I had a lot of fun just doing a lot of weird and creepy sort of laughs that kind of make the entity feel a bit more lively instead of just an entity going around and killing them.
Are you a plushie friend? Stop! Back away! So what's up with you, man? Why are you attacking kids and shit? Next. Ah! Fuck!
Which this actually has expanded out to many other videos. Most recently, the Lethal Company videos, I have voiced the giant in the game where he'll pick someone up and he'll be like, ice cream. And doing those little voice bits has just been, I don't know, it's been very fun. But I believe this is one of the very first examples, and it's always going to have a very sentimental and special place in my heart. Number 4 is the Grizzly bomb defusing video, which I believe is the 3rd in the series that Droid has uploaded to his channel. For those of you who don't know, this was a very different looking video compared to the one that was done with Puffer and Pezzy. I actually did the one with Puffer, and I had quite a lot of fun making that one as well, doing a couple of different camera angles, going on his stream, kind of ripping as much as I could to kind of give this sort of back and forth, give and take perspective. But it was with the Grizzly one that I really went a bit more in depth, specifically because Grizzly, being in Droid's room, recorded it in a bit of a different style, which let me have a lot more difference with how it was recorded. Since the camera was one entity, the gameplay was another entity, and then Droid was another entity. It was really fun to experiment with that, and it's the most different looking video I've actually made, to be totally honest, in my entire editing career. So it was a lot of fun to make that and really push myself as an editor.
Look for a serial number on the bomb. Does the serial number contain a vowel or no vowel? A-I-O-U.
Number 3 is a more recent video that we did on the channel, is the Classrooms video, which was the Backrooms rip-off, spin-off type game. It was really fun, and it had this sort of interesting aesthetic to it that about a quarter of the way through producing that video, I said fuck it and decided to turn it from just a simple let's play into an analog horror. And I had a lot of fun crafting the story, learning the sort of different stylizations and editing techniques that that particular format of video needs, and just kind of really letting loose with trying to make it as creepy as possible. Also, another little fun fact, there was never a point where I made a loading screen. Every time there was that little VHS sort of thing that would happen over the video, and that was very much by design. Mainly because I wanted the story and narrative of this video to basically be, these are recordings that were recovered, so maybe there's some incomplete parts because there's obviously some kind of entity living within the recordings that are found on these tapes, and I just wanted to kind of play into that as much as I can by making it not feel like a game, even though it's clearly, Droid playing a game. I wanted to just create that suspension of disbelief as much as I could, and I really think that we nailed that for how this video comes out. That video, I think, was one of the most creative things I've ever done, and has expanded into other videos that I've started to do for him, and I definitely plan on improving and trying a whole load of new techniques within that style and a little bit outside that style too for the videos that I'll be producing for him starting in this year. Number 2 is a bit more personal to me because it actually involves me to a degree. The add and cut-in bits that I would do for videos. There were about 5 of these, I think, throughout 2023, 3 of which were G-Sup ads, and 2 of which were just me pulling the viewer out of the video, which is something that I've been doing for pretty much the entirety of my editing career. When it came to like any commission work I did in the past, this joke has been something that I've kind of always leaned on. Not as much with Droid, because it's not very much I get an opportunity to do these sorts of jokes, but when I do my best to try to make them as good or as funny as possible, and try not to like overuse them, you know what I mean? Particularly the G-Sup ad, the 3rd one that I made, where it was me and the pizza delivery guy, and we were able to then transition it into the video itself. It is spooky time. What do you mean it's spooky time? What? It's spooky time. You know, ask Droid.
You are correct. It is spooky time.
It was really fun. And writing the scripts for those have been super fun. My other favorite one has definitely got to be the one from the Fling to the Finish game, which I think it's called This Game Ruins Friendships or something like that. But that little cut-in bit where Droid asks for a replay, and there's 2 versions of me just standing there, or sitting there I should say, and replaying the video. I love doing stuff like that kind of breaks the 4th wall and really just kind of, you know, just adds a little bit of an element of comedy to the videos as a whole. Unfortunately, the ad bits aren't going to be making a return this year due to some changes in production and things like that, but I did have a final script written, which I'll be recording and releasing sometime in February, so be on the lookout for that, because I didn't want the script to go to waste, and honestly, it's a really fun one, so I'll be releasing that, and I'll probably release some more maybe on this channel, who knows, because they're really fun to make. Before we get to the number 1, I just want to list off a couple of quick honorable mentions really fast, one of which being the constant Among Us and Sans memes that I throw in, specifically the Sans default dance. These are just 2 memes I personally find super funny, even though they're super fucking cringe. I don't know, it's always funny to just have the little red guy come in and just fuck around and just be a little shit. I don't know. It's something for me personally that's funny. It's same with Sans doing a default dance. I mean, that's just fucking dumb. Another one of my favorite things to do is video game homage edits from specifically like games I played in my childhood, or games that just sort of stick with me and as a person. 2 of my favorite examples of this being the Tony Hawk edit, where it shows Droid doing a trick, I guess you could say, in the GTA 5 custom races video, which was really fun because I played a lot of Tony Hawk as a kid on the PlayStation 2, and I figured there was just an opportunity because he said Tony Hawk. It kind of made my head connect with that. So my other favorite one from this year has definitely got to be the Undertale meme from the Strangers in the Basement video, making him sound like an Undertale character, making his little avatar there into an Undertale looking character, which took a lot longer than you probably would assume it would, and actually doing that voice effect also took a lot more than you probably would assume it would, but also getting the chance to actually play the piano and actually record that for the video, which it's funny because Megalovania is one of like 3 songs I kind of know how to play on the piano. Something else I definitely had a lot of fun with this year was the FNAF videos. I grew up with FNAF. I was like part of that generation that first got FNAF, like when it first was releasing. Like I was watching Markiplier, I was watching Jack, I was watching Garrett Williamson put out the FNAF Not Scary videos, and being a part of that culture and kind of growing out of that culture and kind of coming back into that culture from an older perspective, it's just really fun to like not only watch through the games that were super nostalgic for me as a kid, or really more a teenager, but also then throwing in different references from classic style FNAF videos to those videos to really enhance the moments and stuff and make it just feel very nostalgic was just super awesome for me. Something else that was super fun for me this year was the first Worms video that we did. This was a game that I pretty much had no knowledge of going into what it really was, so I really gave it my all when it came to like subtitling, sound effects, really making the videos dynamic and fun, and just really playing into the absurdity of the game, because I really wanted to highlight that a lot when it came to the editing. And it was just a lot of like great little jokes and a lot of fun little camera things I did. That was just, I don't know, I had a lot of fun making that video, and it was just something that I unfortunately didn't get to put on the top 5 list. The last one that I want to talk about real quick as an honorable mention was the Night of the Consumers intro. That was an idea that I had about halfway through producing that video, where it would be a little training video to kind of show off like, oh, this is how you're supposed to do your job. I didn't want to do it like the classrooms where it became analog horror. I wanted it to kind of be like this continuous sort of thing that would happen as the game gets updated and new chapters get released and things like that. And I wanted to just play it like how I saw most movies when they would do like training tapes, and kind of add a little bit of that horror factor, because if you guys haven't been able to tell, horror editing is something I am super passionate about, and I always try to slip in whenever I can into videos. So that is kind of the coup de grace combination of everything I had done this year into one fun, weird, and sort of just overall just visually, I think it looks awesome. Honestly, I loved messing with all the different settings and such for my VHS filters and stuff. So unfortunately, it didn't get to make the top 5, but it was still nonetheless one of my favorite things I made this year. And finally, at number 1, my favorite thing that I have done this year for ElasticDroid has got to be the Friends vs. Friends series. Now, there are 2 main reasons that I have such a strong love of these videos. Number 1, I personally just really love the game. A shooter game that incorporates cards that do wacky random effects is just such a fun concept, and something that I'd never ever in my life seen, honestly. So this game as a whole, I personally love editing and like watching what the random things do, and also playing the game because I actually own the game and I played it with my friends. It's a very fun time. But those cards and the random crap they do, oh, they make my editor brain go pfft. I am probably the most experimental, and it's super biased. I am the most experimental with these videos, in particular with the VFX I do, the audio effects I do.
I'm coming, Spin, I'm coming. Look at that dude, bro. Oh, big.
He's got a helmet.
Let me up here. Let me up here.
It's like a censored.
What is that? I can't even tell what it is. It looks like a giant piece of turd walking around.
Even the subtitles have been the biggest contention of change when it comes to like from the first video to the third video. It's pretty much where I have debuted any new subtitle format I've done. I think the second one is where I debuted Smitty's, and then the third was where I made the biggest change and changed pretty much every single person in the group's subtitle formatting, which honestly is just always fun to change up, make things feel a little bit fresh. But overall, it's just a very fun game, honestly. I love the creativity that it inspires in me, and I love just editing it because it's just a very off-the-walls sort of game, and it's super fun to watch, super fun to edit, super fun to play, super fun to everything. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the top 5 things I have done for ElasticDroid that I love doing as an editor. Let me know what you guys thought, if there were any videos that you enjoyed particularly a bit more than these ones that I listed off. Maybe there were things that you liked from those videos that were specifically, and not just the whole video as a package, like myself as well. Let me know down in the comment section down below. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like. If you guys haven't checked out the best of 2023, go check it out. It is a labor of love, and it was so fun to put that video together. Here's to 2024, and I hope to see you all next time in another lovely video. Have a good night, guys, and Happy New Year. Bye-bye!